5 hours of Celine Dion. At a certain point, it's on you for letting it happen.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Today's episode is sponsored by the ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program.
Your pet is part of your family, and you want the best for them no matter what. But vet bills can really add up. That's why you should check out pet insurance. And with ASPCA Pet Health Insurance, you can focus on the care your pet deserves and cover what matters most.
To explore coverage, visit aspcapetinsurance.com/DPT. That's aspcapetinsurance.com/DPT. Again, aspcapetinsurance.com/DPT. This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or the United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Agency Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance. Great read. Thanks. Guys, your sex life is important, but your schedule is busy. You don't have time to go to the doctor's office to get treated for your erectile dysfunction. Through HIMS, you can now get treated for ED without stepping a foot outside your door.
Start your free online visit today at hims.com/DPT. That's HIMS.com/DPT for your personalized ED treatment options.
HIMS.com/DPT. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Look, when life goes so fast, it's important to take a moment to celebrate your wins and to make adjustments for the rest of the year. Guys, therapy you can take stock in your progress and set achievable goals for the next 6 months. Take a moment.
And visit BetterHelp.com/DPT today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/DPT.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you. Population Buddle. Sophie Buddle. So happy to have you on the show.
So happy to be here. And obviously, I've always loved you guys. You as well.
Thanks, Sophie. Appreciate it.
I've always loved you guys. We have great vibes. I love your comedy. I love everything about you.
Right back
but
at you.
I come to you today starstruck.
Why?
Because the past 2 weeks, all I have done is watch Entourage.
Oh,
I had never seen Entourage in my life. I had never seen Entourage in my life. I have snorted 3 seasons of Entourage.
And that's how it is consumed.
Probably
That
the
is how
past
it's
9
consumed.
days. I have watched so much Entourage. I just missed it. I just never watched
You're probably
Entourage.
in a really weird headspace
And
right now.
I feel amazing. I'm saying the R slur a lot.
Yeah. Do I need to get someone to drive you around? Be your own
I don't have a driver's
You need
license.
a turtle.
I've been driven
Someone
around.
who's turtling you around.
Who should I see in my favorite, dare I say, the best television show ever made?
Oh, man, I love
Not one of you. At first, one of you.
Jason at first.
And then both of you.
That episode was a blast of all blasts. They
Oh
don't give
my
explosive.
God. Did they write it for you?
So yeah, so the crazy story, if people want to hear this, is that we both went in for 2 separate characters. So Jay went in for his character, which was one line, no cream cheese for
He
the
went in for Sloan.
no cream. I love that you're in it. I was like, oh yeah, I just got brought back to that point. No cream cheese on the bagel. Sorry. So that was it. Or no lox for the bagel. Sorry. One line, that was it. But of course, Jay being there, and you understand this, you show up and you do a really good job. And of course, Jay was funny. And also, by the way, all the other extras.
You got to audition in the room.
Yeah, but all the other extras, Brian Callen got the other role, and he did the bigger role.
Yeah,
so he was the guy
who
lost his eyesight.
His eyesight.
So I went out for that and tested for that. And came down to and they're like, we can't have you in one and
crazy.
you in the other one. So we're just going to give you the one line. And Randy was very disappointed, upset, because this had come off the heels of where I auditioned for Curb and did episode of Curb. He never got to do it.
I'm like, it's going to be this all over again.
So he was very upset. But
that's
Doug Ellen
understandable.
said,
That came through in the scene. You can feel it.
Doug Ellen said, relax. We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. Right, an episode.
But you also
for you.
look too much like You Can See.
Right.
And so it just doesn't
Could
work
be you.
casting wise.
And I had glasses, so I couldn't get it. So
Yeah.
the other thing was so I do the line, and this is what's so crazy, and this is just a lesson out there for the world of if you're in something, always do your best, keep it alive. If you're trying to be an actor, keep the scene alive before the camera gets in the room. They do a lot of tracking shots in Entourage, and so they were doing a scene where Ari was doing something else, and they're tracking him to the hallway, and he comes into this meeting of all his agents, and all the agents are extras, and they come into the room, and come past me and I do this line and Ari gets mad at me and that's all it is, right? Very hard to just do one line. So I'm trying to have like a pre-life discussion with people and I'm like, look at this. Like that's not a bagel. How am I supposed to eat this? I've never eaten a dry bagel in my life. I'm like trying to come up with 50 lines before the line. So then when he walks in, I see him and I turn and I'm like, hey, know this on the da-da-da. And, and I give him a line and I maybe attach a little hey to it to like get it going. The camera whips to these people when it's their singles and they're just like dead in the face. And the director comes in and he's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You guys all want to be actors, right? And they're like, yeah. He's like, I am on you guys right now. You better bring this shit to life or else you're gone. And one of the guys was Larry Burkhead, married to had the baby with
Anna Nicole Smith.
Wow. He was one of the extras in there. So they leave. I didn't even know who he was, but I later figured it out. The director leaves, and I'm like, guys, this is it. Go into all your acting stuff. Let's make this room come alive. Like, what's your issue with this room? What's
Jason's?
I'm like
becoming Henry Winkler.
Oh, I was going to say
Barry.
fucking Gene Hackman. And
I'm like, what'd you do this morning?
He's out here measuring the fucking.
Oh, I'm like, what'd you do this morning? And I'm to some woman who's got dead face, and I'm like, what did you do this morning? And she's like, I woke up and then I came here to do this, and I was like, no. What did your character do this morning? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, you lost a client and you're fucking mad. What did you do this morning? And I'm like trying to get people like up and like this, that, and you can't wait. You have something you have to say to Ari, but he's going to
make sure your scene's going to be alive.
Yeah, you're waiting. You've been wanting to ask Ari for a raise for forever, and this is your moment. When he walks in, you're going to like want to say something, but he's going to steamroll it. I'm like, this is what you guys have to do. If you're not doing this is what you have to do. And I think they heard me saying this to these guys.
They did.
And I was like,
you're mic'd.
Because I'm mic'd and I'm on camera on another camera that's catching me. And I wasn't trying to do it for that. I was just like, do it that way.
I hope you were trying to do it.
So much so that they're like, hey, we're going to stay. And they released everyone else. They're like, we're going to do a bit where you're like walking behind in another scene. And they're like, thanks, man. It was so great. And Piven was actually very, very nice. And we had a good interaction.
Oh, I'm the biggest Piven apologist now. I'm not sure what he did. I missed whatever it is that he did, but I forgive him. I think not only is whatever he did fine, I'm sure,
it's the
but
role of
also
career.
he is, I think, the best actor of our generation. And it's
you are
coming straight up.
Not exaggerating. And I think such a good actor that whatever he did that was problematic, he had to do. His real life persona had to die so that Ari Gold could live and be more real.
Self-sacrifice.
You might be right.
So
he might have like those two, like, I read this great like book about porn and just the porn industry.
For the book, though. You read it. You were reading
podcast.
it for the...
Is it weird?
Yeah.
No, Legs McNeil, and he talks about these two undercover officers in Florida who went so deep undercover as like these guys who were running a porn producer, whatever, that they never came. One of them never came back. Like he never came back to himself.
Became their life.
He became his life, and it became his personality.
I mean, cop or porn producer? It feels like a
close. Same deal. We're all trafficking in weird stuff. But anyway, that was the whole thing.
But I love that.
And they wrote it back for us. Then they wrote the thing for us.
That's so cool. I really think that that's so important. And I think that it happens even just doing stand-up shows in Hollywood.
Yes.
Is so many people in the audience are actors or musicians and are like kind of trying to get discovered from the audience. And that's why shows in this town are so weird because nobody's just a real person. Everybody else is like also trying to look around and whatever. And so sometimes I do that on stage too, where I'm like, okay, everybody here's trying to get discovered tonight, right? So let's do one where you're like a hot audience just to have it, just in case we need it. Let's just do it to have it.
But if we're in Vegas at the same time and I come see you, Sklar, and you are not doing 10 minutes on Entourage,
I can't stop talking about it. I have not spoke to a person this week that I have not brought it up.
I just love that you have newfound respect.
Here's what's wild.
I'm not
finally respect.
I'm not
finally I have respect.
7 a.m. this morning, a friend of mine texted me an Entourage gif.
Which one?
No way.
Just the car pulling up and them getting out over the top. Yeah,
amazing.
Because we're gonna hang.
She's like, I know that. She's like, I know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's from the beginning.
I love that.
Oh yeah.
This is what you do. You get around Sophie Buddle and you just start talking about stuff.
Sorry.
She's that infectious. Let's jump into a story.
Okay.
This is why you're my daughter's favorite comic. So it's because you just are infectious. All right. This is sent in by our friend Elise LeBlanc, who is amazing. At EE LeBlanc70. Follow her. She's a wonderful person. All right. So here we go.
New England.
Here's the headline.
Okay.
A small New Zealand city has been plagued by drivers blasting Celine Dion ballads at a certain time of the day for almost and then we'll get into how long they did it. So in a small New Zealand city, people are driving around blasting Celine Dion.
Near, far, wherever you are, they're blasting
In New
this
Zealand,
shit.
yeah.
Residents of a small city in New Zealand have been enduring sleepless nights.
So it's middle of the night.
God damn it, for months.
That's okay. We still got to guess.
Due to drivers blasting Celine Dion.
Can you name one other
Celine?
Celine Dion song?
Yeah.
Other than
Oh
the
my god!
Titanic
What's
theme?
the one with the wind? What is that one that became like a TikTok?
The Wind.
meme? Oh my god!
Can you, Sophie?
Do you know who
I mean,
Celine
this is
Dion
the
is?
pride
I'm
of
sure
her
she's
country.
saying "Oh Canada"
Yeah,
at
she
some
did.
point.
She
That's
has crushed
her
"Oh
remake,
Canada."
not remake, her cover
Her
of "Oh
version
Canada."
of it is
yeah,
incredible.
My manager is my husband and he's 80. Remember that song?
of course.
It's all
that's a
coming
good
back
one.
to me now.
That's a
It's
good
all
one.
coming
It's
back
all
to me
coming
now.
back to me
Oh
now.
yeah.
Go, Daniel, go.
I think that hoodlums doing that is like that's what happens in a country when you're not allowed to have guns.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the only way to do violence on your
Yeah.
countrymen.
Yeah.
Putting
Yeah.
this right, exactly.
Lay
So,
this.
according to Agence France Press, drivers in Porirua,
You tried.
There's no way.
You tried.
Sophie, help me this. Porirua. Porirua.
Poira.
Poirua.
Poo poo for short.
Yeah.
That's nice.
A town of about how many people? How many people do you think are in
P-town.
this town? In P-town.
100,000.
100,000? What do you think, Dan?
11,000.
Daniel says 11. Jay,
Wow.
what do you think?
6,000.
Okay, get your answers in, townies. This is a town of about 60,000 people. So
Okay.
it's not a small
Nice.
town.
No.
Right.
People are playing it.
It's almost
Playing
like
the singer's tunes as late as. Do you want to guess right now?
Sure.
What time do you think they were playing?
Yeah,
these
because then we
tunes?
can speculate on
Yeah,
why.
running around.
I mean, small town, 9 p.m.
That's middle of the night of a small town. She's not wrong. She's
You
not
aren't
wrong.
very
Daniel, what do
In
you
my
think?
small town, we drive around and make sure the old people in our family were in bed. All right. I'm going to go 2 a.m.
Jay, what do you think?
1 a.m.
One of you is exactly right.
Oh.
So
I
now
want
we
it to
get to
be
play the
9.
game.
I want it to be 9
I
so
want it.
bad.
Yeah. So you never
It's
know.
2.
Maybe
It's
it
2.
is.
I'll stick with
Are
myself.
you going to stay with you?
I'm
Do you want to
staying with
stay
mine.
where you are or jump to one of theirs?
I'm staying where I am.
I'm going to stay where I am.
Get
too.
your answers in, townies, because they are loudly playing the singer's tunes as late as 2 a.m.
Boom, baby.
Oh, Daniel.
Ah.
They've been cranking up the volume on the Canadian songstress' most famous ballads, including My Heart Will Go On, which was from
Titanic.
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 And It's All Coming Back to Me Now. Those are the
Baby.
only, those are the only two they
No,
list.
she has some other
She
bangers.
has more.
God, I would love to see Celine in concert.
So then now we'll do this. The nocturnal concerts tend to begin as early as what time? So
Doctor,
this-
I'm having nocturnal concerts.
Yeah, well, you
that
gotta
has to do with your dreams.
Sleep with rubber sheets, right? So this will give you an idea of how long when it starts and when it ends. Okay?
I think she was right.
I'm going to start with 9 too.
Okay.
I'll say 10 p.m.
What do you think, Daniel?
When does it start?
Yeah, and then it goes all the way till 2 a.m.
Midnight.
Get your answers in, townies.
Say midnight.
7 p.m.
Whoa!
So you can imagine, even if you love Celine Dion.
Now look, if we're 5 hours,
Of anything.
at some point, go make it stop.
someone's gonna get
Like
shot.
last night, I was at my apartment. Sun hadn't gone down yet. Just give context.
Somebody playing music.
Ice cream truck type deal, and it was doing the like like over and over. But then every like 60 seconds, it louder than the music, it would go, "Hey!" Like
What?
hey, like, and I walked up and
I've never heard this.
I neither had I, and I shut the door, and I told myself, if I still hear this in 10 minutes,
I'm
I'm
going
going
out.
I'm just walking out. 5 hours of Celine Dion. At a certain point, it's on you for letting it happen. I don't want to victim blame, but
So, but how
Go
do you
make it
stop
But
people?
move.
How?
But move. You
But
have so many hours of it happening.
you literally
move
could
to a different town.
You
at
literally
that
could
point.
move.
Move to Dunedin.
All right, here goes.
It's another
It's
New Zealand.
It's part of the Siren battles trend, which has been going strong in New Zealand for several years, which appears to be particularly popular with indigenous people from the Pacific Islands. These battles involve rival crews competing to blast the most powerful and clear sounds.
Sophie was
from
100% right
loudspeakers.
about this. Without violent weapons,
This is
how
how
do you
you
commit
fight.
violence?
Like mental warfare.
This is how we fight.
Doesn't it bring you back to being a teenager when you just have to be creative about how to be a hoodlum?
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
You're
put
like,
them on
I'm
your
not going to break the law.
I'm not going to break the law, but I am going to try to get on a roof.
I'm gonna
I'm going to try to get on a roof. I'm going to
Yeah, get on a
trespass.
roof.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and get on a roof. All right, that's so
You guys
funny.
didn't spend time on roofs?
Oh,
Oh,
we got on roofs.
Or
course.
be at the park way too late.
Be at the-
Oh, be at the park late
Be
at
the park
night.
way late.
And it's so funny because when you're a teenager, you're trying so hard to push back from childhood things, but how desperately do you want to be on the childhood?
on swings.
100%.
Oh, I'm swinging around at 1 a.m. All right, so they have loudspeakers on either their cars or even bicycles to win the title of Siren King. Who dispenses this title? Who says this person is Siren King? And why not Queen?
Us?
We
I
do,
guess,
right?
Yeah.
The
here's
Siren
what this-
King of New Zealand.
This person told the AFP that competing vehicles blast music with their engines running, promptly moving on to avoid the police.
This is the most boring version of Fast and the Furious.
Right?
Just race.
Right? So according to the spinoff,
Slow and the Curious.
Right, Slow and the Curious. That's the name of this. Aaron, you heard it. That's the name of this episode.
It's Slow and the Curious.
So in New Zealand online publication, Dion's music is especially popular because songs need to showcase treble rather than bass. How about that?
Okay.
Oh, well, I mean, why aren't you dropping some like Mariah Carey?
How about
go
it? Oh,
Hero.
Mariah Carey would get all the dogs.
Jodeci's Lately?
If
Give me
you
all
played Mariah
no
Carey,
B.
every dog would be like, what?
You know, Randy and I wanted to create an a cappella group called Nothing But Treble.
Nothing but treble.
I guarantee
here
you
comes
that
treble.
exists.
You think it exists?
Here comes treble.
Guarantee.
All right.
There's an
double
acapella
treble.
song called
I want to
Nothing
do
But
double treble.
I want to do a double treble.
And
I
it's
want
like
to do
nothing
a
but
new-
trouble, and then the one guy who goes, and me. Because he's the bass.
Wait.
Yeah.
So here's my question. I want to do a new segment here called "What's Your Brush with Acapella?" What is your brush? Have you ever had a brush with acapella? Meaning you went to go see a show, you were into an acapella group.
You were in one?
No, I don't like music, but I do like the movie. I do like the movie Pitch Perfect.
Okay, so there's acapella in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
yeah. Yes.
What's your brush with acapella?
I mean, just how much I fell in love with the song for the longest time.
I mean, that was acapella.
Probably my closest, like,
That's your brush with
it.
acapella.
Yeah.
The theme song from Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
That is
How's
a,
that
Not
go?
really acapella.
How's
Where
that
in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Oh, that's
Right.
acapella, guys. That's sung by rockapella.
that's rockapella.
Really?
Thank you, Aaron, for the correction.
And someone gave us a Brock umbrella, which was Lou Brock's head umbrella, but that's a whole other thing.
But, I mean, people
We don't
know
have
that.
time to get into
we
that.
can't get into rockapella.
No,
That's
what were you going to say?
Oh,
It's
the
just-
Nylons. We love that band, the
We love the
Nylons.
Nylons. We saw
when
them
we were
live in
kids.
concert.
To me, I hear a cappella and I hear a group that couldn't afford an instrument.
Yeah.
To me, it feels low budget, and I'm not.
Yeah.
She's not
I'm
into
not
it.
interested.
It's
To me,
music's version of improv.
So if
It is. It's improv, and it's for them, and it's not for me.
Yeah.
it's for them.
It's
That's
It is
what
for them.
acapella is for
and
you.
I say them with a capital T,
T.
like a real those people.
like a lot of people, not just
Right.
one person.
Yes.
identifying
To me, if you were an acapella, I would do the song "The Loadout" by
Jackson Brown?
Jackson Brown because they have nothing to load out.
That's right.
So funny.
Wouldn't that be a funny acapella song to do?
My
you're
question
thanking
is, if
none of the people.
you're doing a cappella, what if it's a song where there's like a big long guitar solo? Is everyone just quiet?
No,
Everyone
they
just
make
takes a
the
long break?
noises.
Like
They
you
make the
can't acapella Freebird. She's right. You cannot acapella
Oh,
Freebird.
I
Although
beg to differ.
I'm sure people I'm
People
gonna
look
look
it up.
it up.
Don't.
See if you can find an acapella version of Freebird.
You know who I would listen to do a cappella? Jeremy Piven.
Wow.
I would listen to Jeremy Piven do
and
acapella.
I would
Adrian
listen to him do
Grenier.
anything.
Adrian
This
Grenier
is probably
sounds like a
attainable.
drink.
Yeah, I feel like he's
Have
the
you
least
had- how do
good
you like
character
your-
in that show.
How do you like your Adrian Grenier? Do you like it on the rocks?
I do.
Shaken.
If anyone,
And stirred.
He really is shaking.
if anyone listening to this loves Sophie and you do not get her a cameo from someone who was in Entourage,
You better do
I
it.
do not want the Adrian Grenier one. You know
do
who
you
I
want?
want.
You
You know
want
who
Ari
I want.
Gold.
I want Ari Gold.
Ari Gold all the way,
By
baby.
Tex Piven and
I want to be
do it.
represented by Ari Gold.
have you done a show with him yet?
No.
She
probably-
does stand up.
He does stand up all over the place.
He's doing stand-up.
I do stand up around the city.
I know.
I think I would
You
be
do it
too.
so
I
well.
don't think I could handle it.
All right, the blasting of Dion's music began around November last year, according to Baker, who told the AFP that it coincided with Samoa making the finals of the Men's Rugby League World Cup.
Okay.
That's fun.
Who could have predicted that? Sure. It's primarily how, I mean, not that they're in the finals of the thing, but like that Celine Dion music would accompany, primarily happening in the city center, but reverberates out in the suburbs, leaving frustrated residents sleep deprived. They said people are just not getting any sleep because it's all hours. Is what they said up until 2 a.m.
Wait, Fish. I think Fish did an a cappella version of Freebird in 1998.
Okay, if you can find it, play it. It's really loud
We're gonna
music.
get demonetized.
They only play a quarter. Yeah, don't play it. And so it's like having a turntable and it comes screeching out. Residents have launched a petition calling the. Imagine you got to launch this petition against Celine Dion music being played in your neighborhood.
Too loud,
It's like
baby.
the Celine Dion.
Well, what are you going to do? Ride him off the road? What are you going to,
It just, to me, New Zealand feels very Canada, where it's like if these people are being such a public nuisance, change the whole country so that now there's a siesta so people can take naps or something.
Lean in.
Like it's just there's not that many
She's
people.
saying
Just
do the
be
nap
a
earlier in
problem
the day.
solver. Be a problem solver.
God, that's such a.
and
you should
don't
be on
disrupt the disruptor.
Yes, exactly. If they want to play their music, they're going to have to play it now at 3 p.m. as well because that's when I'm napping.
That's
Right.
when I'm sleeping. She's so right. These are like real solutions. to
Real
problems.
solutions that don't involve escalating violence.
I love it.
Exactly. And if elected, I
Okay,
will.
let her get it out. Someone elect her. All right. At the time of reporting, the petition had how many signatures? How many do you think they collected?
to get rid of the Celine
Yeah.
Dion
Out of
music.
town of 60,000.
60,000. How many signatures do you think they got?
20,000.
20,000. What do you think? It's
Yes.
unbelievable.
12,000.
All right.
20,000.
Daniel, what do you think?
I'm going to go 5,700.
Get your answers in, townies, because at the time of reporting, the petition had almost 300 signatures. This is not going well, guys. This is not going well, guys.
I'm not a numbers guy.
What's it for?
So
What's it for, Britt?
So one signatory, Stephen Lewis, wrote, quote, sleep is a basic human right.
Bringing human rights into this.
If the Rua city council members don't get it, they should be shown the door. So this is now putting it on.
Whoa.
Trying to get them out.
Deportation.
The mayor, who didn't respond to Insider's request for a comment, the mayor is like, I'm over this.
What am I supposed to do? I just run this town.
Right? Told AFP she would meet with the police to find a resolution. I think Sophie's resolution is the one to go with.
Love that movie, Sophie's
Sophie's resolution.
So
It's a sequel.
Sophie's
It's a
That's
resolution.
what I'll call it.
It's a sequel to The Choice.
Sophie's choice, right?
She made her choice, and now she's
Got
got
to make a resolution. Pereira's council's chief executive, Wendy Walker, told the Insider. By the way, and I also love. So this is a town of 60,000, female mayor, female chief executive, and it's Celine Dion music that's being blasted. This is like a lot of female
I don't
energy.
know if we
in
want to
this.
claim this as female. This
know.
feels like a
feels like-
a silly problem, with,
Yeah, that
and
has
it's not being solved.
Right. We
I don't know if
Yes.
we're claiming that one.
I'm just like, if anyone can solve it, it's these gals. So we know the Siren. These
broads can pull it together, I think.
If these chicks can't figure this out, I don't get it.
Skirts can't do it. All right, so we know the siren battles are occurring. We're frustrating, and we absolutely sympathize with the residents. See, that's something a man would never do. Sympathize with the resident, right? We are attempting to find solutions, and we are working with the police on and around this issue. Okay, Walker. So the council plans
Car bombing too much?
Now listen. Now listen to this. This is again. This is a female solution to this problem. Walker said the council plans to work with the siren enthusiasts to find a less disruptive time and a place to blast their music. So again, they're not like, we're going to throw them all in jail. We're going to work with them.
Mm-hmm.
I like this.
Instead of being like, these sirens are hysterical.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
These are crazy. I'm going to give this to Jay. He's got the next story. That's story number one down in the
fun,
books.
dumb little story.
So fun and dumb
little
that this
town.
is happening.
Celine.
I love
It does feel like Canadian
Especially
news.
Dan,
Like
yeah,
I worked on a show in Canada for 3 years called This Hour Has 22 Minutes, which is like, we say it's our SNL because it has like political stories and like, commercial parodies and stuff.
Right.
And it was when I was there when Trump was president. And obviously late night, one of the greatest times for late night because Trump always does so much crazy stuff. And our boss didn't want us to cover American news stories.
Wow.
Because there's so much American late night. It's like, we're the only show that's covering Canadian stuff. So might as well
what type of
do
stuff
that.
are you covering?
But that's why it's so frustrating. It'll be like a hilarious Trump thing that was happening, and then we got to write the story about our top news. A moose's head is stuck in a jar.
By the way,
Tim Hortons.
Exactly.
I'm ready for that story.
That's the moment you're like, why did Rob Ford have to die?
I know.
Why?
I know. We need a
Who
little
put that
zest.
moose in the jar? jar. Who put it there?
You know, Moose in a Jar is my favorite fish song.
Remember when they did it a cappella? All right, that's story number one. Down to the books. We come back, we'll find out how you can support Sophie Buddle, see her live, just support her in any ways, and we'll tell you what we got going on. It's Dumb People Town with Sophie Buddle. We'll be right back.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Hope you had a nice break. Before we get to Sophie's stuff and plugs, we can tell you. So we're going to be in Dallas, Texas, at the Hyenas in Fort Worth on the 19th, and on the 20th we'll be at the one downtown. I love these clubs.
2 nights in Dallas. We love these clubs. Only 2 shows.
Right. If we can sell them out, we'll do more shows. For God's sake,
Let's sell them out. Damn it.
Sell them out. We've always had great audiences in Dallas. I love it, and we haven't been back.
Buy
for a
extra
while.
tickets and make a new friend.
Hey,
This is a great thing to do, because if you all love comedy, if you're all loving and surrounding a subject that you really love, like what if you love Celine Dion songs? You could run around in New Zealand. And
So
play
I
them out
can't
live.
I can't stress this enough. We have been doing shows lately for people in, whether it be parents at my kids' school or whatnot.
Right.
So many people have come up to us, or me at least, and said, I have not gone out and seen comedy in so long, or this is my first comedy show or whatever. I didn't realize how fun it is. It is the thing that people forget to go do. They're like, you go to a movie or go out to dinner with friends. Make a comedy show the thing you go out
and then
do.
go out and laugh about it afterwards.
bring
at
friends
dinner.
with you,
So
yeah.
It
that's-
really is so nice. And I think that it is the antidote to a lot of stuff that happened from the pandemic. Is we got to, there was a study that came out that we underrate how good social, like human to human socializing feels, and we overrate how good phone stuff feels. But it's so good for you. It's so good for every part of your body. Treat it like a health treat.
It's like
to
a mental
go
health
be in
treat.
the room with other people. And these are the guys to see live too. It's like you
thank
always
you.
do stuff that's so in the room too. Like it's like so worth seeing live.
fun.
You don't have to only watch the specials. You don't have to only listen to podcasts. But you do have to also do those things, of course. But it's
to
also
see
such
the
a great live show.
Thank you.
I love it. So that's happening, and then we'll be in Houston at the Secret Group. Daniel might actually be there in Dallas, so he might hop
overlap.
up and do
Not Dallas, in Houston.
No, Dallas, right? You said
I might run up.
Yeah, you might ride up.
It depends
So,
on when I get in. I haven't
dude,
figured
come
out the
to
If
dates
there's
yet.
an overlap in that, Daniel will come on the shows. We'll let you know.
Depends
So
on
listen
when
to that.
my New Orleans show is.
Supersklars.com for all of our stuff. We've got great fall stuff happening, including the Flyover Festival happening in St. Louis. We're going to be headlining a show.
First time headlining
First
that show
time
at the
That's
Sheldon.
a cool festival. I haven't been to that one. It looks really cool.
At the Sheldon, which is like a big, like 800 seat, maybe 1,000 seat theater.
Are
in
you
St.
gonna
Louis.
film it? Are you gonna film it?
I don't know.
No, maybe we should.
At least for clips. And
Yeah,
so that's gonna be a cool venue.
We definitely should. That's
Yeah,
a
we
good
should.
call. I'm
That's a
sure they'll be filming it for Flyover, so we'll talk to them about
So
that.
we're going to do that. And
then we're going to do a tag it the night before, which if there's 2 other big comics who are in town for this festival. If we can get 1 or 2 of them onto that show,
Would be
it'll be great.
amazing.
If not, we'll do it with local comics in St.
Comics.
Louis.
So come see us. Oh, again, supersklars.com for all that. And then working on a couple of things that might come in a long run version of a show in Los Angeles that may then hopefully go to Broadway. We'll see. We'll let you know about that as it goes.
Entourage the musical.
Entourage the musical. Entourage on Ice. No. You would go see that.
That's Canadian.
I would buy every
so
ticket. I would buy every ticket.
So Sophie Buddle is, again, I put a lot of trust into my daughter Daisy, who I just brought home from college, and she is like a very good sort of arbiter of what is funny and what is good. And I brought her to a Tag It show that you were on at the Comedy Store, and there were great comics on the show. And you were like, I'm going to be in Ann Arbor in such time. I'm going to be in Ann Arbor. And she's like, oh my God, I love this woman so much. I want to come to the show. And then you got her tickets to the show, and you hung out with her and you talked to her.
Yes.
She
I love
loved
her.
it so much and just loves seeing the full hour of what you do. So we're going to...
It's very different from a short set.
Because you can lay out a lot, and people understand. I think what you're doing is kind of similar to us because you are so fast. There are so many jokes. I feel like people need the full, long time to fully understand this person's
The
doing
volume
so
of jokes.
Yeah, the volume
I think my
of jokes.
set is very different when I do a long set too. There's a lot of jokes that I would never do on like a podcast or a short set or like somebody else's show.
Right.
Because they're kind of weird or they're a little bit too edgy or something.
Yeah. Right.
But if you're coming to see me, if you're coming to see my show, that's my chance to do all of my favorite stuff. That's a little bit
so
more off.
worth it. I just love your voice, and I think it is, again, and I think Dan's the same way, but just very unique. Like, I haven't seen comics like telling jokes in this way, and I don't know, I just love it.
I was telling my boyfriend, because you were telling me that Daisy was saying to you, like, And it was just funny the way that you said it to me. You were like, she doesn't really have the comedy terms, but she was saying that she really loves like your comedy voice. And it's just like she grew up with you guys around so many comedians. Like her not knowing comedy terms is a choice. Like that's her
She's
to
like, I
separate.
don't wanna
She's
know
like,
that.
that's my dad's business.
Yeah, I
that's
don't
not
wanna do
me.
that.
Yeah.
I like your little comedy skit. And
But she's doing improv and she loves it and wants to be a comedic actress and a director and all that other stuff. She'll put us all in her stuff, okay? She's already put you in something, Dan. Remember we did the thing, the scrapbooking?
You're her muse.
I tried.
Yeah.
Yes.
So where can people find all your dates and stuff? SophieBuddle.com?
I'm already in trouble because my website's not updated, but I do have my link tree on my website and on my Instagram. And I'm always on the road. So
Is
I'm
it at Sophie Buds?
at Soph Buds.
At Soph Buds.
At Soph Buds.
S-O-P-H.
SOPHBUDS.
Yeah, and I'm coming to a bunch of cities that it's my first time. I'm doing something in Kentucky. I'm doing something in Ohio.
Great.
I'm doing Limestone Festival.
It's so
Yeah.
fun in Bloomington.
In Bloomington, I'm doing Fort Collins, Comedy Fort.
My favorite. Oh my God.
I've heard
are
such
you
good
there?
things about this club. I think in a couple weeks. I'm there pretty soon.
David Rodriguez.
Yeah, I'll be there in
amazing.
August.
The
I love
best.
it.
We're going to be there in
Amazing. I'm
October.
so
We'll be there.
excited.
Or we'll be the first weekend in November.
And I'm going to be somewhere in Dallas and somewhere. I got a bunch of new cities just dropped. Oh, Calgary. I think it's almost sold out.
Love it.
Oh,
Calgary. Oh, I love it. Well, so just go see her. She's wonderful and just one of our favorites and an emerging great voice.
You can
So,
say I
like,
saw her when.
Yeah, you can be like, I saw her when, and then she got too famous for all of us.
And then she got canceled for loving Jeremy Piven too publicly.
She got canceled. Well,
For
whatever.
being too brave, for being the voice for the voiceless.
You have
We'll
guts.
cancel you. All right. Go ahead, Daniel. Story
Ready?
2. Yes.
Sent in by Elise LeBlanc.
Nice.
At EELEBLA NC70.
She's really a wonderful
Florida
person.
man arrested after throwing pasta with sauce amid road rage incident.
Do you think the sauce gives you extra, like more of a count? If you just throw the pasta, we're going to give
Well,
you.
it bounces off the window.
Either
and that's
way,
the thing.
the wasting of pasta. I can't. I
It's
would eat
bothersome.
pasta.
Pasta la vista.
Hey!
I would eat
Is that
it
what he said when
every
he threw it?
single day.
Total action line.
Pasta la
vista, baby.
Out of the
And then throw
pot,
it.
I would eat it every day. If I
Dan,
could.
I love pasta so much too, and there are certain places in Los Angeles that, of course, we talk
Oh,
about.
I don't even need it fancy.
You don't
No.
even need fancy.
You fancy?
I made about 45 meatballs last night to be
Whoa.
eaten all this week. My boyfriend's Italian, and doesn't really have road rage, which doesn't fit into my
Wait,
idea of
yeah,
Italians.
where did he grow up? In just a
In, like,
boating
rural
community?
Canada.
Okay. And he's Italian.
But
I'm from Alberta. Maybe you understand?
You want a
You
meatball?
understand? We're from the Albertas.
But I do
We're
like the
Alberta crime
Italian.
family.
I do like who I'm picturing did this.
Sure.
In
Yeah.
Florida.
tell
But
you something.
meatballs once or twice, well, like once a month, once every 2 months, I'll make a massive batch of meatballs, and then we're eating it on pasta. We're eating it on sandwiches. I'm eating it on rice.
I'm
you can
so
eat,
hungry right now.
Man, a meatball? Are you kidding me?
So
A
Let me
good
tell you
meatball?
something.
Good
So
meatball?
flexible.
You cross my family, you get a hockey skate
ever
to the
tried
throat. You want a hockey skate to the throat? I want a Zamboni over your head.
Take a moose antler and slice your
You
goddamn
ever
face
try her
off.
meatballs? It's like
That's when you mess with the Alberta crime family.
Your boyfriend's family
He's from the
is Canadian Sopranos.
I gotta
Canadian Sopranos I would watch in a hot
I
second.
got a connection in Saskatoon.
The therapy's covered by healthcare.
of course.
That's perfect.
Canadian Sopranos.
A Florida man has been arrested after flinging pasta with sauce at another driver in a bizarre road rage incident.
So, Dan, just let me
Yes.
ask, there's a passenger seat and a giant thing and a ladle, and he's just waiting for someone to piss him off.
Come at me, bro.
He's also-
Come at me!
He also keeps telling them it's called gravy. Nolan Goins. Nolan Goins.
Nolan Goins to
Coming
jail.
and going.
Goins, right?
He's Goins to jail.
Nolan Goins was arrested on Thursday on misdemeanor of simple battery. Jail records show after he allegedly got caught up in a road rage incident over quote glaring headlights.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a piss off.
He was mad at the person's bright lights behind him.
A little bit of sauce gives it a nice, dampens it a little. That's
He's
smart.
saucy, right? Oh, he tried to coat the
Get it
front
on
lights.
get a nice red glow.
You're not gonna turn
Ambiance.
on your lights?
For
Let me show you a little
ambiance. That's
something.
that's like a candlelight glow now. If there's tomato sauce on
Let me
there.
give you a little feeling of New Orleans.
Yeah.
Dim this
Yes,
for you.
that's nice.
Mr. Goins was traveling along Park Street near Bay Pines Boulevard in St. Petersburg, Florida, at around 9 p.m. when the glare from a driver's paper's headline sparked a road rage incident, according to an arrest affidavit.
She's right, though. I mean, Sophie,
your
it
brights
does
off.
upset me when someone's brights
Turn your
are
brights
right
off.
off.
It's so
Why?
annoying. It's so rude.
How mad? You're so mad you're going to waste your pasta?
No, I agree. The wasting of the pasta is the thing that
There's
bothers
so
me.
many other things I
Wasting
would
of the pasta.
throw from my car before I give up some fucking penne with gravy.
But if that's all you got,
Then it's
if that's all, maybe it was leftovers. Maybe he was bringing
I take
it
a
home.
shoe off. I'm
Maybe
taking a shoe off.
Because why would you have it on you, right? It's leftovers.
It's
let's be
leftovers from
honest.
where exactly. And he's like, I'm not going to eat this.
Yeah, it's stinking up my car.
Right. Toss out the window. A little Alfredo.
have it
While
Think
traffic
yeah.
was still moving, Nolan Goines purportedly threw pasta with sauce from his passenger side. So he's going through
the
Sometimes it's
passenger.
hard to clear out
He's
the other
frisbeeing it.
window.
He's
Yes.
frisbeeing it.
Frisbeeing it. So it's on, maybe it's on a plate. He rips off the top of the styrofoam thing. And
Chuck
then he,
City.
Yeah.
Hurling the food out of his open window, hitting another person who was driving at the time. This is a lot of people with their
So
windows down.
wait. So that person's window's down
Yes.
too?
Oh, my God.
Can we give him some credit in a moving vehicle throwing a plate of pasta out his passenger window?
Yeah, like even if you're the one getting hit, there's a party that's like, nice toss.
That's Florida Olympics right there.
That is the Florida
Game
Olympics.
recognizes game.
Yeah.
The pasta
I like that.
discus.
We'll go to
the
the
viscous discus.
we'll go to the Russian judge to see what they give on this.
Right.
Where was I? Open window hitting the other person who was driving at the time. While the driver was hit on the arms, legs, and torso, the pasta did not leave any injuries. No shit.
Yeah.
But also, that's a full covering.
That-
He cleared those
He went
windows. And
through
that's a
the
clean
window.
to clean.
We need to talk about how great of a toss this is.
And it got on them, like covered them. It was like
Yes.
it did the intended.
So
Wow.
red sauce, do you think red sauce is that what
That's
we're
what I'm
saying?
picturing.
It's got to be red sauce.
Gotta be red sauce.
Pesto would be annoying because you get
Oil.
The oil.
Oil get that
Spots.
That's
That'd be
not
more
coming
than-
out.
That's not coming out.
That's not
no, that's
coming
oil.
out.
That's
Yeah.
a thick oil.
I'd be more mad if he wasted an Alfredo a little bit.
Alfredo takes time.
It does.
It does take time.
Also heavier, maybe a little.
Mr.
bit.
And milky in Florida
Milky.
weather. In Florida weather dairy.
Do you ever
Congealed. Congealed. all
Mr.
around.
Goines was later found with the same food stains on the right sleeve of his shirt.
Wait.
it's
Caught red shirted.
There it is.
Do we know what kind of pasta it is?
It has to be Prego, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it better not be
Pesto.
Rouse.
I just mean like, are we doing like a
Penne?
too fast, too fusilli?
an Ariabetta?
Too fast.
Too fast fusilli.
Too fusilious.
That one's too silly.
Too silly.
He was taken into custody at the Pinellas County Jail, but was released the next day on a $1,000 bond. This food-fueled road rage incident is bizarrely not the first to occur that also involves pasta.
Okay.
Just a week before...
Somebody else had raviolis. They were doing fighting stars.
Yeah, like a Chinese.
Tortellini.
This looked like a bow tie. For just over a week before in Indianapolis, police showed up at the scene of a road rage incident with a pregnant woman visibly shaken and covered in spaghetti.
Okay, that
I know.
would be the most troubling thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is the baby all right? Is what I would
course,
say. If
baby's
it just,
okay.
Oh my God.
Baby's
It's a little
about to
pasta
cover her
toss.
mom in spaghetti. I
That's
feel like
right.
that's what when I think of a mom. She's
You're
got some
preparing for
spaghetti
this that's gonna
stains
happen.
on her.
My
Yeah.
marinara broke. Okay, here we go. For fun. How old is Nolan Goines?
The guy who threw
What
the
type of
pasta.
guy do you think is mad driving, tosses
59 to 62.
from... You gotta land on one.
You're right. I
Passenger
think you're
to driver.
How old?
Full hit.
61.
61.
So 61 still has a range of motion, so to speak, to be able to toss that out. I think 43.
43?
I think 34.
34?
But it's a Florida 43.
Rage.
So if I showed you a picture, you'd be like 60.
I'm going
Yeah.
to. We get out of story number 2 here because Nolan,
Goings.
pasta
jail.
guy Goings,
Goines to
is 46 years old.
Wow. And looks fairly
He looks good. His skin
well
looks
preserved.
great.
That guy's using SPF.
Good head of hair. I kind of like him. All right. That is story
Oh,
number
no, we
2.
stand with Goins.
Yeah.
That's,
stand with the
that's
Goins.
no question.
Someone pissed him off. Don't put the brights on.
That's, again, that's some tomfoolery. No guns needed.
No
Yes,
guns.
no
That's
guns.
Take
very,
notes, Americans.
very Canadian,
No
very
guns.
New
Love
Zealand.
to
No
see
guns,
this.
just Goines.
Goins ablazing.
All Goings, no breaks.
I'm gonna introduce a Goins control bill. All right, so when we come back,
Everyone's going to take our Goines away?
you can't take my Goins away. We're gonna find out what Daniel, how you can watch his special, watch his movie, all that great stuff. On the other side of the break, it's Dumb People Town with Sophie Buddle. We'll be right back.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Guys, I love my dogs so much. I just have to tell you, I was watching Isle of Dogs, the movie, the
classic.
great animated film, Wes Anderson.
Classic,
it's a classic. It's unbelievable.
It's beloved.
And my dogs did something that they never did, and they've never done in their life. They actually turned to me and said, "I love this movie."
And they had the voice of Edward Norton.
No, they when the other dogs came on screen, they jumped up and literally got up on like the little credenza below it, and they were looking at it and barking back at the dogs. And I was like, I love these. I didn't think I could love the animals anymore. Sure. And then that happened.
Well, Randy, today's episode is sponsored by the ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program. Look, for many pet parents, summer is all about making travel plans like adventuring through the national parks, visiting pet-friendly beaches, or road tripping across the country. Wherever your journeys take you and your furry friend, you can help protect them along the way with a plan from ASPCA Pet Health Insurance.
The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program offers customizable accident and illness plans, making it easier for pet parents like you to help your pet get the care they may need. The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program has been around for about 18 years, and they've helped more than 600,000 pets during that time. They allow you to customize your plan, helping ensure that your pet's plan is as unique as they are, because vet bills can really add up, especially when you're least expecting it. It's simple. Use their app to submit a claim, and you'll receive a reimbursement for eligible vet bills directly into your bank account.
To explore coverage, visit aspcapetinsurance.com/DPT. That's aspcapetinsurance.com/DPT. One more time. That's aspcapetinsurance.com/DPT. This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Agency Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance. Guys, do you ever feel like you need a little boost in the bedroom? Well, with Hims, you will feel confident knowing that you can get hard and stay hard whenever you're in the mood.
That's right. Hims is changing men's health care by providing access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your couch. Hims provides access to doctor-trusted ED treatment options such as chewable hard mints, brand-name treatments like Viagra, or generic alternatives for up to 95% cheaper,
Right.
Dan.
I was having a conversation with a group of my friends, as people know I'm wanting to do. And one of my friends, for the sake of the joke, we'll call him Daniel, because everybody's going to assume that anyway.
Right.
This came up about using Hims.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine goes, dude, I have so much going on between work and kids. If I get a night out with my wife, I know we're going to have a bit of
fun.
How this all started,
That's right.
Yes,
little
that's right.
romance.
Back to basics,
He
back
goes,
to the beginning.
I want to have the security of not worrying about us, whether or not we're gonna get the job done.
And it's not your fault. You're exhausted. You're overwhelmed. You just want to make sure everything's going to roll.
So this whole Hims process, very simple, okay? It's 100% online, no uncomfortable doctor visits, answer a series of questions on their site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment for you. If prescribed, your medication ships to you for free. No insurance is needed. If ED is getting you down, it's time to join the hundreds of thousands of trusted Hims subscribers like you were just talking about, Daniel.
Guys, you can get treated. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/DPT. That's HIMS.com/DPT for your personalized ED treatment options. hims.com/DPT. Hard mints are chewable compounded products which are not approved by or verified for safety or effectiveness by the FDA. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
It is.
And I love that BetterHelp is now asking all of us to think about what are some of the wins. Take a moment to appreciate the wins that you have in your life. And I would say, what are some of the wins that we've had in 2024? I just played golf on Father's Day with Jay and his daughter.
You got to win?
Well, he had the best shot of his life.
And
130 yards out in the cup.
And my
See,
win.
how often does somebody say that about themselves?
So, but my
Which is what
win
this
from
is
that
about.
day, Dan, my win from that day was that my daughter was like, "Can I give Uncle Randy a hug because he's not with his kids today?" On Father's Day. So that was my win.
That was
That's
a
nice.
win. Your
That is
kid's
nice.
amazing. You know, again, my daughter finished her first year of college.
You said no, right, Jay?
I said
no,
absolutely not.
absolutely
Do not
not.
hug him.
And BetterHelp is going to be there for her for those moments.
Well, that's it. But I do love this idea of we think about all the things that are going wrong. We don't take a moment
to take stock in what's going well.
What's going well, and a lot of things are going well. And I like that therapy is that too. It can be
it's not just there to put the fires out. It's there to light fires and to tell you, hey, take stock in the things that are going well in your life. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
You know I love that. So, guys, take a moment. Visit BetterHelp.com/TPT today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TPT.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more on People Town.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Before we do the final story, Jay, you're holding it in your hands right now. Can you give us a little tease of what we're going to get? Just why not? We'll tease at the top of this thing.
When you try and take two things, sometimes you get caught.
Two things forward, many things back. Okay, Daniel, tell people how people can watch your awesome special, which I highly recommend. Thanks, it is buddy. So
Rose
good
Gold.
and so funny.
Rose Gold, you can watch it at Daniel Van Kirk Comedy on YouTube, or you can just go to danielvankirk.com. That's where you'll find all my dates. You can get the link to watch my movie Wine Club, which is now just free on Tubi. Yeah, so people go watch it there.
Also, let's try to get Dan's special up over into the hundreds of thousands.
I mean, who
of
wouldn't
views.
love that? So check out Rose Gold. Share it if you like it. Keep it to yourself if you don't. And you can also see me. Let's see, I did Wisconsin in May. I'm doing my own comedy festival in Chicago. It's like just a week of residencies, but they wanted to make it into a fun thing, so I said, sure, why not? So it's Hub City Comedy Week at the Lincoln Lodge in Chicago, Illinois, July 16th.
I heard that's a really cool place.
Great place.
That's where I shot Rose Gold.
Great venue.
Other dates announced as well, Comedy Fort in August, as I said.
So
but everything's at Daniel Van Kirk.
People in Fort Collins, you're going to watch Sophie.
Clear your schedule.
Clear
your
schedule. And they love comedy there. So you're going to watch Sophie in a couple of weeks. You're going to see Daniel in August, and then you're going to see us in the first weekend in November.
So yeah, danielvankirk.com.
I love it. Jay, let's jump into the show.
The story was sent in by Matthew Friedman at Not Your Average
Matt.
AVG Matt.
Okay. This is the headline. Kent police
arrest in England?
Maybe.
Ohio?
Maybe.
Ohio, maybe.
Or Wolfman. What's the song I'm thinking
Ultraman?
of? No.
Oh, you're talking about Werewolf in London.
Werewolves in London.
Yeah. Werewolves in London.
Okay. Kent.
We got there.
Kent, he'll rip. What is it?
He'll rip your lungs out, Jim. Okay.
All right.
Leave this in.
Kent police.
This is like watching someone trying to open up their mail.
You guys just have such great voices, and it goes back and forth so much. And I realized that like all the most lasting talent comedians is that have voices that could do radio or something instead, because it's just nice to listen to. But I feel like you guys could go back and forth trying to remember a song, and it sounds nice. Yeah.
So we had Phil Hendry on the show. He's like a radio legend. His voice, I could listen to him in the same context. Whenever he does kind of that radio-y type guy, it makes me
tickles your brain.
It tickles me.
Nice.
It's like a warm shower on the inside.
Top of the hour, bottom of the night.
Dan.
All right,
exactly.
Here we go. Kent police arrest a man for trying to steal burritos and booze. Burritos and booze sounds like a fraternity party.
Sounds like a bar in the Lake of the Ozarks.
Right? Burritos and booze. Take it on over to the party cove after that.
It's Kent, Washington. And I'm not going to tell you how old Tacoma man, we'll guess later, is behind bars for trying to walk out of a store without paying for a bottle of alcohol and a couple burritos. Why do they say it like that?
What do you mean?
It's a news story. Tried about a bottle of wine and 2 burritos. Why are you saying a couple of burritos? That makes me seem like it could be 3 or 4. Yeah, don't
be casual.
Don't be casual.
This fake news media trying to gloss over how many burritos this guy has.
Then listen to the next line. Are you ready for this? A couple of Kent police officers. Why this guy's?
Do you know who I think wrote this? The guy who got arrested, because he's just downplaying everything.
A
couple of burritos, just a couple of cops
couple
there.
Shots of booze.
I don't understand why we can't get back together.
So it looked like
It's angle. It's a big deal.
I've done a couple of bad things in my life.
That's me when I'm shopping and I bring stuff home. It's my boyfriend's like, how much money do you spend? A couple of dollars. A couple of dollars.
I got a couple things.
I got a
What?
couple of
I have a
things.
couple of packages in the mail. It's
They're
not.
coming.
I have a couple of new biker
You don't even
jackets.
know what was on sale.
Yeah.
You don't even know what was on
And
sale.
he doesn't know. And
He does
doesn't.
not know, and he
doesn't know.
does not need to know. So,
None of his beeswax.
This is this Tacoma man's problem.
But I kind of respect his night.
yeah.
also, they're like, okay, so they're like 10 burritos missing. Nah, it was a couple.
It's a
And
few.
30 cops showed up. A couple of cops.
First of all, read the news. It was a couple.
couple of cops.
Wait, but listen to this. They will not be specific on any details. This person. It's almost like they're told you cannot put a number in this article or you will be fired.
Don't you dare.
A couple of Kent police officers were in line to pay for several items Tuesday morning around 8 a.m. They will not commit to anything in this article.
I feel like this journalist is like trying to sit on a chair backwards. Like, I'm just going to rap with you guys right now. There was a couple of
I'll
cops.
tell you what happened, but hey, I'm not going to tell it in that very highfalutin way.
I'm surprised they even said alcohol. And they were like, a couple of brewskis with the boys.
Wait, are you saying the guy tries to steal burritos and booze?
Right.
And the cops are in the
line.
store?
And they overhear. Okay.
Dude, look up.
That's when they overheard the store clerk telling a man he needed to pay for the bottle of alcohol.
So they're behind him in
Yeah,
line.
That's right.
Number one rule of breaking the law, and this goes for any country.
Know who's
look
behind you.
around.
Look around.
Look
One-
over both shoulders.
One sweep.
It's one thing to like rob a place or like near a police station.
Yeah.
It's another thing to like do something where like a police officer might be stationed. But to literally be in line
Dummy.
with cops behind you.
Might as well cut in front of them. Might as well cut in front of them in line at the store.
Excuse me.
Like,
Yeah.
could you
I'm
bring
not
more
paying-
attention to yourself?
Also, why are you in line?
Why are you in line?
That's
You're just
so
stealing it.
funny.
Why are you in
That's so funny.
It's Reservoir Dogs, right? With the bathroom scene and the dog, and he has all the drugs on him.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what this is.
Totally.
Started by John Bush. That was the greatest.
Our buddy John.
A comedian, John Bush from Minneapolis. He
He's
told us.
doing comedy somewhere, and he's staying like in a motel.
Sure.
And he hears a knock.
No,
on,
he gets super, super high.
gets super high.
That'll play into it.
On the road.
Yes. He hears
Back, this is a long time ago when weed was,
was not legal.
A couple years ago.
Yeah.
Couple of years ago. We won't tell you how many.
Couple,
Yep.
some years ago.
Couple of
Several
knocks
years.
on the
Yeah.
door. He hears like knocks on a door. He thinks it's his, and
Yeah.
the cops are there. They're actually knocking on another door.
But it's a motel, so that's very close to
he
the
opens-
window.
It's shaking your.
Yeah.
He opens the door. It's like,
And they turn around. They're like,
No.
they were there
No.
for some other reason to go into some other room. And they're like, what's going on in here?
and he was so high he didn't know how to do anything.
You know what this reminds me of? My favorite show, Entourage, an episode that I just watched.
Oh!
Turtle was pulled over for speeding when he had a bunch of girls in the car. One of them was the ugly one that was being mean to him. And so he's arguing with her. It goes
say
through
that.
a thing.
You can say that, not us.
You can say it.
Fine.
I give you guys a
It's the
pass.
plot.
It's
The
fucking
plot.
fugly
Part of it.
little girl,
Oh, yeah,
right?
exactly.
And so cops pull him over, and then it's just you're speeding, and then he does the, what's that smell? And then he's laying on the ground. He's trying to barter with the cop, and then he's like, the cop lets him go, but he's like, put the weed down the drain thing,
Yeah,
and he's like, okay, he puts it, but he had put it in a way that it didn't fall.
Yeah.
And so he goes, and then he
Drive
goes back and he gets
it.
the weed.
That's right. This is what John Bush should have done.
Every single episode of Entourage is multiple B plots, and many shows are not brave enough to only have B plots, even as the A
She
plot.
literally just binged the whole thing.
I am sending this clip to Doug Ellen so he can hear it. Okay.
Doug Ellen, I would die for you. That's my
There you
god.
go.
There it is. That's when they overheard the store clerk telling the man he needed to pay for the bottle of alcohol. The customer refused and continued walking toward the door, not realizing that there were a couple of police officers there. They said a couple again.
Plain clothes.
Couple of officers behind him.
Yeah.
One of the officers told him to stop. The customer refused. That's when the officer grabbed the customer's arm to stop him from taking off. From taking off? Who is writing
From
this?
scooting out of
Get
town.
out.
Yeah, skedaddling.
I got to mosey on out of here.
yeah.
And the cop tried to stop him.
Sorry, piggies.
Through like doors that are just swinging doors.
Yeah, like the Old West.
Old West.
This
Yeah.
is the most colloquial article I've ever seen. The customer realized it was an officer holding on to him and asked for a break. Police refused.
Come on, dude.
Give me a
Ask
break.
for a break. Give me a break.
But now, then the line was police refused. So
Yeah.
now they're getting terse with their
Yeah.
language. Now they're being
Sure,
specific.
yeah.
I bet the cop shot him, and then this is that journalist
Okay, what a
version.
turn. What a turn.
The police
my God.
refused.
They refused.
Yeah.
That's what they mean. They refused his life.
After running the man's background, police realized the customer had a warrant out
Buddy.
of Pierce County.
Fella, come
bro?
While he was being taken into custody, police searched the man's pockets and found How many pocket burritos taken from the store? I'm going to ask you.
Couple. So
Yeah.
let's think about that.
I don't know why I've had to be pinned down on numbers this whole episode, and this
this is how we
journalist
do this.
does not
I know,
have
like
to.
we're
well,
guessing.
they did. So they did finally put a
eventually
number.
I want it to be 3, so that's what I'm gonna. But that feels
I'm going to
excessive.
say they don't know what a couple is. I think 4.
I'm gonna give him 5.
Get your answers
I
in.
think I'd
None
win
of you are
this.
right. One of you is one off. 2.
Baby.
That's
They
right.
got a couple
So
right.
you got it right. Okay.
I was
fine.
picturing this guy with a lot more pockets.
Yeah.
Me too.
Big cargo pants.
Cargo's baby,
Cargo pants.
That's why I
Jinkos.
love seeing those cargo pants that are like super in style right now. All the Gen Z are wearing those big pants. I'm
Totally.
really hoping Gen Z starts stealing stuff.
That's what I did.
Because well, all of us
Jinko
did.
jeans.
You got to steal.
I had a can of Pringles down my Jinkos when I was.
Of course, you have to steal when you're a teenager. And my
was also
concern
happy
for
to be
Gen
there.
Z is that they're not breaking laws because they're all at home. They're gaming with their friends.
That's right.
And so I'm
Doom
hoping with
scrolling.
these big jeans, it's an opportunity for them to actually live their childhoods and steal
You
some
could
stuff.
get a regular sized Kit Kat in one of those.
Wait, so Pringles, you put a whole thing of Pringles down there?
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I glossed
And a
over
Jinko
that.
jeans.
Better than the Pringles now. I told you stacks are better, but then I also think, what's the brand?
Like good something. It's like they have them at like.
I'll try them out. Stacks are better.
Yeah,
than
what's
Pringles.
everybody's favorite chip?
There's a
Oh,
good.
Zapp's
my God.
Voodoo.
Zapp's Voodoo.
That's Voodoo, the sweet,
What?
the sweet.
What?
The
Zapp's
mesquite.
Voodoo.
The mesquite.
I never even heard
So
of
good.
this brand.
So they have.
New
Okay,
Orleans-
next time you're at the
yes. New Orleans
Improv.
chips.
Yeah.
Next time you're at the
that
Improv,
your-
upstairs.
I was there last night. Sold out show for Netflix in the lab.
Oh! Next time you're in the main room, which will happen soon.
One day.
No, stop. You go upstairs, and then the little.
They have Zaps.
green-
They have the Voodoo flavor, and it's really good. It's
It
like
is
a
amazing.
sweet
Spicy.
mesquite.
So
It's
good.
Also,
it's salt and vinegar and barbecue. together.
barbecue. The barbecue.
You know what? That sounds a little bit like Canadian all dressed.
All
Are you
dressed.
familiar? Are you
No.
familiar?
Is that like
I've
all
had all
dressed?
dressed.
It's my favorite. It's a little ketchupy, but it's
so
a little
good.
salt and vinegary as well.
all dressed?
okay, wait.
Canada
So
really went in on the ketchup chip, and I feel like America's missed out on it.
the
is.
Hawaiian
It's a
kettle,
good
Well,
chip.
so America
It's
has
a
the
good chip.
pickle
Thank you.
chip, which
Thank
is kind
you.
of there.
the purple bag.
Oh,
Oh, the
Hawaiian-
spicy dill pickles, Miss Vicky's.
The
Those are good,
Hawaiian, what are those? Maui
Yeah.
sweet onion.
Those are
you love
great
those.
chips.
Those
really
are
good.
unreal.
Do you guys like the sweet chili heat Doritos?
I don't
Too
know.
basic?
that.
Never had.
Too basic?
I'm-
Never
never-
had.
I'm a Dorito traditionalist.
I love Doritos.
You got to get me the old school. Get me the orange one.
But I will
Would
tell
you do a Cool Ranch?
I do like.
Are you
Cool Ranch.
open to a Cool Ranch?
I'm open, of course.
Fuck with a Cool Ranch.
So are you guys white trash too? I know.
Yeah, oh my God, we grew up in St. Louis, Missouri.
I don't know what that is though. Like I've
St.
It's
Louis
like being
is like
from
the Calgary.
Calgary.
It's like Winnipeg. St.
Okay.
Louis is
Born in a
America's
farm
My
town
fear-
of 9,000 people.
Oh, okay.
We're living
a couple
out
of people.
here.
A couple of people there.
we're a couple of
my
people.
my concern in America is that I'm reading very suburban, but this is Canadian white trash. This is what
Oh.
Canadian white trash looks like.
You're
Canadian white
We're
Trailer
Canadian.
Park Boys was too close to home.
Yeah, I love
right
Trailer
in the
Park Boys.
wheelhouse.
Trailer Park Boys is so funny. All right, let's get out here on this. How old is the man who stole a couple burritos?
So he's out for the night.
a
He
couple
says,
of years
"Fuck
old.
it, I deserve
Couple
a
of
bottle of
cops,
liquor and a couple
couple cops,
burritos.
couple
I don't even
burritos."
have the wherewithal to look around, which either means young and dumb or old and like jaded, like curmudgeon."
I think young and dumb.
I think young.
You go. Where do you want to go first or last?
Whatever.
You can guess
You
now,
make the
whatever you
call.
want.
We'll make you feel-
23.
23. Yeah, I think
Michael
he's only
Jordan, the
27.
year of Jordan.
27.
I'll go.
Nope. I'm going to change mine. 19. He's
See, I would
19.
feel. I
But he's
would.
already got a warrant.
Yeah, he did it when he was 18.
All right.
Based off of all these
Earlier in the year.
factors-
That's
based
all right.
off all these factors and the like, come on, man, give me a break. It would, to me, it would feel like it's 61 years old.
61.
Okay.
61 is give me a break kind of
It is
kind
give
of
me a
guy.
break.
Come on, what are we doing here? Give me a break.
Give me a break. Couple of you guys, couple of me.
Yeah.
All right, get your answers in.
At Sophie, at Soph Buds. Follow her on Instagram. It's a
Go
great
see her at
follow.
all these new locations. You will love it.
You will thank us and say thank you for turning
And
us
she's
on
in
to
town
Sophie
when you're in
Buddle.
Vegas.
Oh my God! You
And if
have
I'm not
to.
coming to your town, just watch Entourage and think of me.
That's right. You can do that
That's
too.
so sweet. And Daniel, watch Rose Gold. Share it with a bunch of friends. Go see him in Chicago this summer. Maybe come see him, hopefully, and us in Dallas
I
and or
might.
Houston in June. And this dude, this Tacoma man who
Is.
tried to steal burritos, is 45 years old.
There you
What?
go.
45.
Should have known
What?
better.
Should have known better.
I don't like that.
You don't
I don't like it at all.
It's an age that we can't wrap our heads around right now.
Should have known better.
All right, that is a show, you guys. That is how we do it. It's Dumb People Town. Thank you for listening. Tell friends about this and join our Patreon. That's another way to support us as well. And oh snap, we got to get back to work.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.